Okay, hey everybody. Looks like we have to pop out and try to bring in the chat window again. I presume we're streaming. Hopefully this will work and not blow into a million pieces. I want to take this, and I want to grab it, and I want to put it right about there, and pin it, and then go back to X-Plane. All right. If you guys could let me know on the chat if the stream is working, that would be, whoa. We may be pushing our limits. There we go. The PC is just not working as well today. For some reason, I don't know what the deal is, but the Rift is just really hammered. I'm managing to level it at about 45 frames, but okay, good, it's working. Hi guys. So we'll see how this goes. I don't even know if the flight will make it all the way, but it's really not performing well today. And I don't have any kind of idea or hypothesis as to why that is. Just one of those things, I guess. Some days it works and some days it doesn't. That said, let's try to get the airplane started, shall we? Let's see. I'm in a Warrior, right? It's always hard for me to remember. What we're doing. I don't need this on though. See, yeah, there's something. I don't know if I can do this. It's not even gonna work well. Has the avionics on by default, that's not good. Okay, foot on the brakes. Mixture, prop. Oh yeah, gotta flip the tanks. Doesn't work without gas. There we go. It's a little loud for me. I'm going to turn the volume down a little bit. This is Oculus. There we go. Not quite as loud for me now. Can you guys hear me okay over the radio? The route, we're going to fly on the, I'll put a link to it in the post. We're going to fly on the outbound 60-degree radial of the Grand Junction VOR, and then when we're about 12 miles outbound of the Red Table VOR, which is the 244 inbound, we'll make a right-hand turn and follow the valley up to Aspen. That's the general plan. So let's get our radios set. First, push this to get down here, and we're going to tune to 122.4. Let's monitor that. Yep, that's correct. And we're going to fly out on the 60-degree radial, so let's get that set. Actually, if we're going to be outbound on the 60-degree radial, we would want a from on about 60, that's about right there, give or take. There's no little dial there to show me exactly where we're pegged on that. Our compass is about 1-2, so let's get that fixed. There we go. Hold on a second, the missus might be talking to me. Maybe not. We have to respect Mrs. Glideslope when she talks to us, that's for sure. Get a heading bug set here to about 60 as well. And weather. Okay, weather. ATIS. I have this written on my kneeboard. I'm just poking out underneath a little gap in my Rift, 198.55.
Walker FLD information Foxtrot. 1700 Zulu weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature -2, dew point -10. Altimeter 3055.
3055.
Arriving runways 1104. Departing runways 1104.
3055.
Advise on initial contact. You have Foxtrot.
About right there. Oh, about right there. See, our field altitude here is 4,800 feet. That reads 4,800 feet. That's just about
Walker
right.
FLD information
Okay,
Foxtrot.
ground controls,
1700 Zulu
121.7.
weather. Wind light and variable, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temperature -2, dew point -10. Altimeter 30.
We had our Gasparilla Festival in Tampa yesterday. I'm still recovering. 118.1 is our next frequency after this.
November 4 Alpha.
There's PilotEdge, that's working. Stefan, I appreciate that feedback. I'm going to be filming both. Some folks really like the VR, some people prefer the real cockpit. I got the equipment yesterday to stream in the GoPro, which will make streaming in the 2D cockpit
Grand
a little
Junction,
easier.
ground, Warrior 8675 uniform.
There's our Warrior, getting ready to go. I'm going to try to move my head around a little slower though this time.
November 8676 uniform, Grand Junction, ground.
I think that's in Captain Mike.
Grand Junction ground, Warrior 8676 uniform is at the GA ramp requesting taxi for west departure with Foxtrot.
While we're waiting, we might as well play with entering a flight plan here. We're going to go.
November 867
First
uniform,
waypoint
runway
is,
29. Taxi via Alpha, hold short runway 22.
29 via Alpha, we'll hold short of 22 for
Grand
76
Junction
uniform.
to Linz, L-I-N-D-Z. Linz. Oops.
Open clearance, Global 572, IFR Seattle.
Global 572, Oakland clearance, clear to the Seattle Airport, Oakland 2, departure, radar vectors, Oakland VOR, then as filed. Maintain
And then we're going to go,
15,000.
I don't know, I did put Grand Junction first, but okay.
135.1, squawk 1571.
Obviously.
Go to Seattle,
okay,
Oakland 2
yes.
departure, Oakland, radar vectors, Oakland. Climb and maintain 15,000, 135.1, squawk 1571, Global 572.
Global 572, heavy, read back
Okay, and then we're going to go to KASE. Okay. All right. Yeah, that looks like the right route. Okay, I wonder where the Warrior went.
Grand Junction Tower, Warrior 8676 uniform, holding short of 22, ready for takeoff in 29.
Must be back there.
Alright,
Didn't load any,
76 uniform, Grand Junction.
I guess I don't have a
Tower.
3D scenery for
Taxi
Grand
on runway
Junction.
22,
I
runway
don't see
29,
anything.
clear for takeoff. Straight up departures approved.
But I should be able to see, I should be able to see Mike make his takeoff.
Clear
However.
on 22 for takeoff on 29 for 76 uniform.
Oh no. Alright guys, something just came up in real world. It's going to take me 3 or 4 minutes. I'll be right back.
November 8676 uniform, you're authorized for a straight out departure, say intentions.
Skyhawk 178 Alpha Foxtrot, the VFR clearance.
November 178 Alpha Foxtrot, Eugene, ground clearance on request.
Eugene ground, Skyhawk 178 Alpha Foxtrot,
November 178 Alpha Foxtrot, Eugene ground clearance on request.
Sorry, Eugene Ground, Skyhawk 178 Alpha Foxtrot, ready for Alpha.
November 178 Alpha Foxtrot, Eugene Ground. How do you hear me?
5 by 5.
Alright, November 178 Alpha Foxtrot. For the third time, your clearance is on request.
Clearance on request, 178 Alpha Foxtrot.
November 178 Alpha Foxtrot, clear to the North Bend Airport, Eugene 9, departure radar vectors, rares, direct, maintain 6000, squawk 1417.
Eugene Ground cleared to the Oscar Tango Hotel, vectors to rare, ILS 04, 6000, squawk 1647. 178 Alpha Foxtrot.
Number 178 Alpha Foxtrot, let's try this again. Clear to the North Bend Airport, Eugene 9 or departure, radar vectors to rares, direct, maintain 6000, squawk 1417.
Okay, I'm back. One of the things I've learned is that every time you take the headset off, you have to re-pop in the...
Eugene Ground,
Maybe that's enough
178
to
Alpha
do it, let's see.
Foxtrot, North Bend, Eugene 9, vectors to rare, maintain 6000.
I don't like where it is as much, so let's move it a little bit.
Oh, number 178 Alpha Foxtrot, read back correct.
Didn't look good. Alright, let's try it like this. There we go. Pin, unpin. Pin to experience. Explain. Oh, God. Sorry about this, gents. And possibly ladies. Pin.
November 4 Alpha, descend at pilot's discretion, maintain
Okay, there we go.
11,000.
I don't know if anybody's still watching, but hopefully I'm still streaming. If somebody can confirm that I'm still streaming, that would be great. In the meantime, we're going to switch over to ground here.
Number 4 Alpha, when required, the present altimeter 3041.
Let's see, we've got our radio set. We're good here. Landing lights. Okay, thank you. I appreciate it. Lights. Lights, camera, action. Right. Speaking of camera, let's turn on our transponder. Where is it in this airplane? There's our DME.
Number 4 Alpha.
Here we go. Squawking VFR. Lights. There's the camera. Action. Now we'll talk to ground on 121.7. Grand Junction ground. Good morning. Arrow 15 Julie Golf is at the GA ramp with like VFR departure. To the northwest we have, northeast we have Sierra. Easy for me to say.
Number 15 Juliet Golf Grand Junction ground. Runway 29, taxi via Alpha, hold short runway 22.
29 via Alpha, hold short 22, 15 Julie Golf. Okay. Oh,
November 221 X-ray Golf Oakland.
like your sim crashed?
Release for departure.
Bummer.
Clearance void if not off.
Okay.
Within 5 minutes, if not off within 5 minutes.
Let's figure out where we're going.
Advise this frequency no later than 1815 Zulu with your intentions. Frequency change approved.
So, 29er by Alpha, hold short 22. Okay. Trying to look at the...
November 15 Julia Golf. Say aircraft type again.
Piper Arrow, BA-28.
15 Julia Golf, thanks. Do you have a requested cruise altitude and a destination, or just VFR this time?
No, we're just going VFR. Thanks for the question. Okay. Runway 29er, hold short 22. Oh, I see what he wants me to do. I'm going to back taxi on 22. Okay. All right, that makes sense. Feet off the brakes. So the F-Mod sounds. This is the Just Flight Turbo Aero. It's working really great. Flies well. Again, for some reason I've got no 3D scenery for this airport, but so it goes. Okay, this should be Alpha here. Yep. It's a beautiful day. We've got ortho scenery. You can see the cliffs there. They look great. All right. Yeah, it sounds good. I'm very impressed with this airplane. I flew it on the Salt Lake City event on PilotEdge up to the point where my sim crashed. And it felt quite good. Had very realistic flight characteristics to me.
Eugene Ground Sky 178 Alpha Foxtrot at the General Aviation ramp with November ready for
Sitting a
taxi.
little high here on my seat, though. Let's lower ourselves a little bit if we can. Hold on.
November 178 Alpha Foxtrot Eugene Ground runway 16 right. Taxi via Alpha.
16 right via Alpha 178 Alpha Foxtrot.
Okay. Trying to do all this while... There we go. Actually flying the airplane is difficult sometimes. Okay. Father-son simulator, good job. How's the project coming? Hold short here for a second. And I'm going to change one more thing from what I was doing here. I'm going to minimize that. And I'm going to minimize that. And maybe that saves me a little bit of juice. Alright. Grand Junction ground, Arrow 15 Julia Golf holding short 22.
Number 15 Julia Golf, contact Grand Junction Tower.
Go to tower, 15 Julia Golf. Grand Junction Tower, Arrow 15 Julia Golf holding short 22 on our way to 29er.
Number 15 Julia Golf Grand Junction Tower, taxi on runway 22, runway 29er. Clear for takeoff, right crosswind departure approved.
Taxi on to 22 to 29er, clear for takeoff, right crosswind departure approved, 15 Julia Golf. Okay, yeah, having an independent TC would be good. Glad your lesson went well, Mike. Who's your instructor down there, if you don't mind my asking? Okay, actually, let's go real world. We gotta go sterile cockpit here. We're taking off. I'll talk about that stuff.
November 4 Alpha, contact Fresno approach 119.6.
On to 22.
221 X-ray Golf Oakland.
A little close to
center ident.
No, we'll just go with it. Okay, here we go. Okay, flight controls are working. You can see the elevator, you can see the rudder move. Little jaggy there, everything is moving across
Remember,
the
4
board.
Alpha Fresno approach.
Fuel pump on, landing lights
Vector
on.
Dallas runway 29 right. Descend and maintain 6,000 Fresno altimeter 3041.
Right, crosswind approved, he said. Okay.
Remember 221 X-ray Golf radar contact 5 miles northwest of the Truckee
we're
Airport.
here. Directional gyro and compass agree. Everything's green across the board. Full power. Wow, we can hear that, can't we? Okay. RPMs look good. Turn that down.
221 X-ray Golf contact.
Can't hear a thing.
32.2.
Wow. Feels like we're flying too. Okay, engine instruments are green. Airspeed is well alive. We are at our rotation point. Ready now for an engine out.
221 X-ray Golf center court.
Can't quite hear him. You're up. Looks like our trim wheel isn't working, so we're going to try to use that. There you go. Oh, that my trim wheel's alive now. There you go. Okay, pattern altitude here with feet. 6 right crosswind.
Skyline 7574, San Francisco clearance, clear to the Reading Airport's truck into departure, deadhead transition on S5.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to adjust the sound settings. I
Squawk 1446.
can't quite hear you. I have to turn down the motor and turn up the PilotEdge.
Skyline 7574, read back correct.
Let's see if I can do that here. Second.
Over. 4 Alpha, departure focus VOR heading 110 vectors.
Of course, maybe I can turn the radio volume up in this thing.
Denver clearance, Air Force 347, Charlie, requesting IFR clearance from Boulder to Aspen.
Okay, well I gotta fix that. That's gonna drive me nuts.
November 347, Charlie.
Let's see if I can do this. Let's see where VR becomes a problem.
Frequency for Boulder, 720.
Okay, let's see here. Volume mixer.
November 347, Charlie Delta, stand by.
There we go, that's better. Headphones. Okay, that might be better. Wait for the next radio call. Oh yeah, that is loud.
Number 347, Charlie Delta, it'll be the nearest approach, Denver approach frequency.
It's still crazy loud.
And it should be on a chart indicated.
Ah, there we go.
Okay, I'll look for, thank you, 7 Charlie Delta.
Much better. I don't have all the same butt kicker feel that I had before.
Number 4 Alpha, descend and maintain 4,000.
There's a little bit there. Okay. All right, we're gonna fly at 9.5, and then we'll go for We're going to fly at 9.5, and then we will go to about 11.5 to get over the mountains when we need to. So here we are at 9.5. Getting ready to intercept our radial. Yeah, autopilot. I don't, oops, 9,500 feet, come on. Yeah, I don't fly with autopilot very much. I don't do it in the real world, so. I try not to do it in sim. Okay, if you guys could let me know how my modulation is, how you hear me versus how you hear the sim, that would be helpful. Oh, wow. I'm turning that off. Good lord. What was that loud?
Go 75, 74, ground, push on alpha is approved.
I think that's the, I think the cause of that is the sim shaker software. It's really great, but I haven't quite figured out how to get the audio and the feel all right for where I would want it. I'm still playing with it, as you guys can tell.
Number 221 X-ray Golf. Roger.
That's a
You
bit
can
better.
expect it from Petrie. Let me know when you're ready for descent.
Alright, there we go. Flying through our radial.
November 221 X-ray Golf, descend and maintain.
This is the arrow.
11,200.
Part of the problem is that since it's F-mod, there we go. I'm a little louder now. That's a little.
November 221 X-ray Golf, cross Petrie at our move.
Now we're getting there.
11,200 cleared.
Is that when you turn your head to one side of the airplane, you hear more noise out of that side of the airplane, just like you would in the real world, which is cool. Okay, so we are flying right over, I think, the Green River. That's Plateau Creek.
347 Charlie Delta.
Get back on our heading now that we've intercepted that radial.
As filed. Maintain 14,000. Denver departure frequency 126.1.
You can't go wrong with ortho.
2063 hold release.
That's for sure. There we go. Hearing me versus hearing them versus hearing it. It's all a bit of a balance.
November 7 Charlie Delta, read back correct. Let me know when you're ready to go.
Okay. And what I hear in my headsets, I think it's the same modulation as what you guys hear, but I'm not sure about that. Yeah, the area, I picked it up because I've been flying a lot of the stuff around the western U.S. in a what do you call it? A Saratoga?
Number 347 Charlie Delta release.
But it doesn't look great in,
if not off within 5 minutes. If not off within 5 minutes, advise.
Let's take us out of the power.
No later than
There we go.
1830 Zulu of your intentions.
Let's get our
improved.
RPM down where we want it. 25, mixed mixture.
Number 7 Charlie Delta, your void
look at our
time is
EGT
in
down
5
there.
minutes. Report this frequency, if not airborne, in
Yeah, our
5
EGT
minutes.
is going up. Arrow's a little past peak, so we'll just go a little
1830.
over. Just a little leaner peak. About right there. Okay, RPM
Number 4 Alpha, turn right heading
2400, manifold pressure up there.
Or correction, 210, yeah.
Okay, now we're configured for cruise, landing light off, fuel pump off. coming onto our radial here. And I'm a little high. How was Gasparilla? Gasparilla was hard to describe. You know, it was my first time. And
Eugene Towers got 178 Alpha.
it was nuts.
I was ready for takeoff.
Number 178 Alpha Foxtrot, Eugene Tower, fly runway heading runway
Let's see
16 right, clear for takeoff.
Yeah, it was really, really cool. I
runway
dug it. It was my
heading
kind of a thing. It was a hell of a party, that's for sure. Our next VOR is 113.0. Let's get ready for that. Oh, it's already set. Perfect.
So number 4 Alpha,
Oscar, West Taxi.
6 miles from Story, fly
Really
heading 280,
fuel on.
maintain 3,000 till establish a localizer, clear
What that
ILS,
means.
Yankee runway 29 approach, 29 right approach.
Everything looks good. Got a couple little clouds here. I'll have to try to dodge. We've captured our radial. Well, we're on our radial. There's also a rudder trim on this airplane, which is good.
San Francisco going to Sierra 7574, information Oscar, request taxi IFR.
Getting sick
75,
sometimes.
74, San Francisco ground, runway 1 left, taxi via Alpha Mike.
Yeah, sometimes I get a little sick.
Only 1 left via Alpha and Mike, Sierra
Sometimes
7574.
I have trouble,
Number 178
It won't last so long,
contact Cascade
but
departure.
I'll like flip out.
Cascade departure.
I'll look someplace fast or something will move and I'll feel a sense of spatial distortion, which is cool, realistic, at least for me. See how we're doing here. Okay, pretty soon here.
Contact present tower 118.2.
Pretty soon here we can start looking for the other VOR. We should also start getting ready for Aspen weather while we're at it. But
Cascade departure Skyhawk 178 Alpha Foxtrot at 1,300.
120.4 will be our next frequency here.
Number 347 Charlie Delta ident.
Yeah, so
altitude.
you know this VR thing, it's great. I don't notice. I mean, a lot of people complain about the screen door effect.
4 Alpha Islands 29 right.
And
347 Charlie Delta.
doesn't bother me.
Contact a mile south of the airport.
doesn't really bother me very much.
Maintain
If we were to just monitor
navigation.
center here, it'd be Denver Center on 135125. It looks like.
Number 178 Alpha Foxtrot Cascade departure radar contact say Alpha
35 125. Looks like that's what my chart says. We're ready for the ATIS 120.4.
Number 4 Alpha Fresno Tower. Good morning, runway 29 right, cleared to land.
Wayne, VR question. In a full motion Redbird, so I get a bit nauseous and even on home X plane, a teeny bit after a long time flight. I don't know, I've not been in
4
the
Alpha Fresno Tower.
full motion
runway
Redbird.
29 right, cleared to
I
land.
definitely, if I feel a bit sick to my stomach, it's much more in the Oculus than it is in the 2D aircraft. Every once in a while in the 2D I would, but with this thing, like if I suddenly, like that like that there, that's feeling to me like we're moving around a lot. All right, we're a little high, 10.5. We got to go up to 11.5 anyway, but
221 X-ray Golf IFR cancellation received. Squawk and maintain.
we will
VFR
try to stay on top of these little
radar services
clouds.
terminated. Frequency approved.
I can tell these clouds are slowing the sim down some. Let's take a little more manifold pressure out. Where are we at? About 30. Yeah, okay, that's pretty good. Yeah, my wife can't sit in
Number
the
178 Alpha Foxtrot.
can't
clear
sit in the
direct
sim,
rears.
in the cockpit. And when I put the VR headset on her, she just about lost it. So she definitely can't do that. So the clouds are definitely hitting my frames. I feel like I'm It's always in some interval of what adds to 45 or 90, so I feel like we're running 22.5 right now. And in the real world here, we'd be going above or below these guys. I can see through them. If you can see through them, they're not really a cloud. So I'd probably just plow ahead, but if we get into IMC here, we're going to have an issue. So this wasn't on the charts. This is a good situation to think about. We're at 10.5. Oh, look at that. We just updated, and now all of a sudden we have real weather.
Okay. 572.
Well, I'm going to change that
runway
because I didn't plan on that.
Tango Uniform Whiskey.
And there are mountains here. We are now in IMC. It's clear that the sim just updated its weather. I don't have next ride on this. I feel like we are descending. We would turn a 180 and go right back, but I guarantee you with how it has done this, that won't happen. So we have virtual
Skywest 7574, San Francisco Tower, runway 1 left, clear for takeoff.
We have on the GoPro, which I can see out of my nose, we actually have synthetic vision. We would call, okay, there we go. Well, it looks like we can scud run a little bit, maybe get under it, so let's try that. Okay, there we go. Otherwise, I would have called, my next step was to call center and tell them that I was in IMC. But we're out of it, and it looks like it's behind us. The volumetric clouds in 3D in this are amazing to see. Okay, that was interesting. Yeah, no, I know the rules. I was about to do that. Before I asked to switch to IFR, I don't want to fly on an IFR plan. But before, before I did that, I would have turned around and just flown back out, gone back to Grand Junction. No need for me to mess in IFR. I'm also not IFR rated, so I wouldn't have tried that in the sim. I try to only do things in the sim that I would do in the real world. We're 500 feet below now, so we're in good shape. Let's see if we can get weather ahead of us. We'll turn off synthetic vision.
347 Charlie Delta Denver approach, go ahead.
So Sunlight Mountain AWA is 126.075. Let's dial that up.
So number 347 Charlie Delta, climb and maintain 16,000.
See if it's simulated in this. May not be. Nope. Okay, well, we've got
number 4 Alpha, Roger, where are you parking?
Glenwood Springs. Look at their weather.
Skywest 7574, contact departure. November 4 Alpha, cross runway 29 left on Bravo 3, taxi to parking via Bravo.
Every place around here, Eagle County, everything is
Bravo 5 Alpha
VFR, so I think I'm just going to stay with it. Hello, Samuel. Yeah, well, you know, right now in particular, I get so little time in the real airplane that I really don't want to build any bad habits in the artificial airplane.
Sky 7574, NorCal departure, radar contact, climb and maintain.
So our backup plan here, if we thought the weather was going to continue to get worse, and I'm kind of going a little bit off of I was going to fly up the valley, but the fact of the matter is we can run over the top here. And but if that ceiling were descending, so right there is a gap that's more direct on line. You fly through that gap where that mountain peak is. But if the ceiling were coming down, that would be a problem. So I actually can fly up this valley, and then that'll also take me right over Cardiff. Got Glenwood Springs Airport there. And that would be a place where I could put down if the weather was bad.
So
So
178 Alpha
that's what we're going to do.
Seattle Center,
We're already coming up to our intersection. So, yeah, we're going to do that. And that gives us some more options here. We've also got Garfield County Regional Airport right over here. So rather than go to the top of those mountains, we'll burn a little more gas. We'll stay a little safer. We'll not risk getting hypoxia. And we will wait for the weather to improve. I'm not sure what the weather is set to improve at. If it made it this bad, I think I might quickly jump into the flight config and set the weather.
We're 178 Alpha Foxtrot Seattle Center, roger. Winnable. Say approach request for North Bend, and let me know when you have the weather.
Okay. So we're just gonna. Yeah, see, it just reloaded weather. There we go.
Number 178 Alpha Foxtrot, roger. You can expect the ILS-4.
This ortho is great. I grew up in this neck of the woods. This is exactly how it looks. Okay, so we've got a little more headroom here. I was able to figure out there was a pop-out chat menu in Google, YouTube, I mean, so that's what we did there. Okay, we can start to go this way and cut this corner a little bit now.
November 347, Charlie Delta clear direct, red table VR.
Okay. Now, if we didn't have the VORs and stuff, we could fly visual the rest of the way. We just fly the valleys. So I'm not worried about my VOR track. If I didn't have the GPS, I could fly by the chart. Hello, Ricardo. You can see oil fracking fields down there. There's a lot of that in this part of the world.
Total 572.
I am trying to move my
30 cleared for takeoff.
head more slowly. Okay, let's switch tanks. We're about halfway through the flight, so let's fuel pump on and switch to the left. Make sure we still have positive fuel flow. Yep, fuel pressure is good. Fuel pump off. Oh yeah, put the chat. Well, yeah, I could put it right there. I never use those radios anyway. The DME is right there. If I was trying to track distance, it would be in the way. We're still up at 10.5. I don't think we're going to need to be any higher than 9.5 the rest of the way. Aspen is at a pattern altitude of 88. So I'm going to take us down a little bit. Just kind of take some manifold pressure out. There we go. Or more than I wanted. Yeah, I think, you know, this kind of cloud's X-Enviro, I really like it, but the volumetric stuff, when it's overcast, X-Plane's default weather, I think, is doing a great job these days. Chat window over there. Yeah, I could put it here. If it's too small, I can't read it, and I don't want to be staring at it all the time. I need to be trying to fly the airplane, even in a simulated world. Okay, if I'm looking at my chart, we're coming around the mountain here. And we're going to follow, there's the highway.
Global 572, having northbound departure radar contact.
If I follow that highway and then take a right at Cardiff, that highway will take me all the way to Aspen.
Skywest 75, 74, contact Oakland Center 132.2.
If we had an engine problem right now, we'd try to make it to Garfield. It's right down there. I can turn on
572 heavy, clear direct deadhead. Resume on mount.
I can turn on the glide range in for flight if I want to.
Sky 7574 Oakland Center, good morning. Climb and maintain level 200.
I just got a little spatial disorientation right there for a second. Yeah, the iPad, I actually have it down here. I don't even use it. I've got the real-world iPad in front of me on my yoke. I can peek out my nose and see the essential things of what I need to see. So my initial review of this Turbo Aero from Just Flight is that it's fantastic. In VR, it looks great. Most of the dials and things work, you know, pretty well the way they're supposed to. It has a nice flight model. It flies well. Like, one of the things I've noticed with a lot of the airplanes and X-Plane is they don't trim well. I've got this thing trimmed right now for a 500-foot descent. It's completely stable. I've got the trim set for the rudder. It's stable. My hands are off the yoke right now. And what I find with a lot of airplanes, including the default Cessna, is it wanders way too much. And, you know, those of you who have real GA aircraft time, you know that once you have that thing dialed in, you can just kind of sit back and watch, and it will stay stable. And this airplane does a great job of that. Okay. So on the charts now, we're right over Newcastle, which is right down there. There's our highway. We're going to follow it. Around this
572 heavy contact Oakland Center,
south
132.2.
to Aspen. We're coming down to 9,500 feet. We got some ridges here. I think I'm going to stay right about here for right now.
Global 572 Oakland Center, climb and maintain level 230.
Yep. So that'll be Glenwood Springs Airport we'll fly over. We've got traffic coming 3,500 feet above us coming out of Aspen. Again, let's make sure we're ready for the Aspen ATIS. It is 120.4. Aspen Pitkin, 120.4, that would be our next frequency here. Getting much better at turning these dials. Yeah, I'm with you. It's not just that one, though. I find a lot of airplanes. So I think if it, Skang, I think it'd be good to have it so that, I mean, it's like the real flight model. I know that some airplanes are more slippery than others. I only have time in a 172, probably 3 or 4 hours, and then I've got probably 50 in I've probably got 40 in a Cherokee, and then I've got, which was really a Warrior too, and then I've got,
Global 572,
probably 5 or 6 now in an Aero, a non-turbo Aero. And I have one flight in a standard Cherokee 140. And, you know, they're obviously all different, but they're all reasonably stable. Okay, now we're at some of that manifold pressure back. We're starting to descend below 8,000 feet. And we're going to have to get up to 9.
Global 572, Oakland
5
Center,
for Aspen, so let's just go up to 9.5 now that we're down below the clouds. Task saturated, not much, but I'm not paying much attention because I'm not watching my air stuff like I normally would be.
Another 178 off of Foxtrot,
Including my
here.
altitude, okay. So we can't see them, but there's traffic up there in the clouds. Wow, I just got a case of the leans. That felt that felt crazy. Okay, so now we can follow this highway down to Carbondale. There's an airport down there if we needed it. Directly in front of us. I think I see it. Yeah. If we needed to go down, we could go down. Whoa! Kicking the turbo and climbing this baby. That tells me the turbo's on right there.
November 347 Charlie Delta, Roger. Contact Denver Center
Okay, so how far we got here from Aspen now? We're 25 miles. 25 miles at 130 knots. It's going to take us about 10 minutes. Keep an eye on those clouds. Let's get the weather there just to see what we hear. It's too quiet because I turned the exterior sounds way down. And it runs off the X-Plane weather. So let's just check real world. Real world it runs off the X-Plane sound set. I'll explain that at some point. Winds, 210 broken, 4,000. Okay, we're good. 3053. Okay. Okay. Follow the highway. Yeah, Chris, they're about 45, but I can tell right now with the clouds, I think they're running closer to 22.5, but it's fixed, so it makes it more smooth. But like if I move my head real quick, I get judders. That's certainly the cloud layer that's doing it. Yeah, I'm using 3J. I've got it on. It's helpful. Yep. Yeah, so, and then I don't know that there's ever going to be any fixes. I mean, I don't know if you watched any of the live chat with the Laminar guys last week, but when they talked about VR, I mean, Ben, the coder, was pretty clear in saying, look, you know, it's probably about as good as it's going to be for a while, from a performance standpoint. So, you know, you're running two almost high-def screens simultaneously with, you know, stereo projection, and it's going to be taxing. So, you know, GPUs and CPUs, that's the answer. And if it's not powerful enough, then you got to get ready for something else. Okay, so our tower frequency at Aspen is going to be 118.85.
November 800 Delta Whiskey, Albuquerque Center.
We can see Aspen coming in here. When we're about 10 miles out, we'll tell them we're coming.
800 Delta Whiskey, Roger, did you have a request?
ForeFlight just told me the ATIS number for Aspen, which is nice touch.
800 Delta Whiskey, Squawk 3777, ident.
Okay, so let's start thinking about that approach. Probably going to have us land on 3-3. Just in case that's the case, let's get ready for that with our heading bug. We're in a completely obscure altitude, but we are within 3,000 feet AGL, so doesn't really matter.
Number 800 Whiskey, radar contact 21 miles south of the truth of consequence VR.
Yeah, my graphics are VRAM. I'm not sure, Greg. It's on the website if you go to ontheglideslope.net. I know it's a 980 Ti, but I don't remember the RAM. It's been a couple years since I got it. I think it's 16, maybe.
347 Charlie
16 or
Delta
32,
Denver
okay.
Center Web.
Okay. All right.
Number 7 Charlie Delta, you'll have to make that a request with Aspen approach.
Not really worried about our VNAV profile because I know that we're going to be there before we know it. Where are we? We are almost time to call them. And our pattern altitude again is going to be 8,800, and we're going to go to ground next, which is 121.9 once we switch over to 118.5. Let's go over to switch over to 118.5 now. See, 118.85, right? Yep. Get ready with ground, and ground is going to be 121.9. We're at 10.5. It still thinks we're going to lens, so let's fix that real quick. No wonder it's not making sense. Direct. Enter. Enter. All right, 4 minutes. 11 miles. Let's call them 118.85. We're at 10.6. Aspen Tower, Arrow 15 Juliet Golf is 10 miles up the valley northwest with weather inbound full stop.
November 15 Juliet Golf Aspen Tower. Make straight in. Runway 15, cleared to land. Aspen altimeter 3053.
Straight in 15 and 3053, 15 Juliet. Okay, straight in on 15. That's going to be easy. I guess. I'll get that over at 15. And altimeter 3053, that's right where we had it, right? 3053, 3053, straight in. Okay, so altitude of the field there is 7837, right? 8,400 feet. Sorry, I don't know why I wrote that down.
Skywest 7574
So-
Oakland Center, go ahead.
Okay. Gotta start looking for the airport. Never made this approach before. Now the real Garmin, I could set this to OBS and set my OBS
Skywest 75, 70.
to that heading, and it would give me a centerline indicator for the runway.
Let me see if I
But
understand this. So you want
I
to
don't
fly to
believe
the
this
Reading
one does
VOR,
it. So
or you want vectors to the Reading VOR, and then you want to
94,
fly
so 9,400
outbound
pattern altitude. So let's
on the
start coming down a
VOR,
little.
do the procedure turn, and then fly to ILS.
All right. Okay. Looking for the airport.
7570.
I think that's the airport right there.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can get you a easier approach than that. 'Cause
think.
right now you'd have to fly to the VOR.
I think that's it right
do
there.
a 180, then fly
So
outbound
let's start.
on the VOR
Okay, so let's
south, then do
make
the
sure
procedure turn, and then
fuel pump on,
inbound.
landing lights on, full mixture. Oops. Full pop. Yeah, there's the field. Field's right there.
Sky 7574, do you want the procedure turn?
Okay, let's get inside the wide arc here for our...
Sky 7574, sure.
Oh, it's right there. All
you
right.
can expect radar
I see the
vectors
airport.
to
We're
the
gonna
running
make a-
VOR
We're going to make it
for
turn right here.
the full ILS runway 34 approach.
I'm going to tell him. Aspen Tower, it's Arrow 15 Julie Golf. We are unfamiliar with the area. We have the field now, but we're out of position. We'd like to be able to just make a quick down leg and re-enter on the base.
Number 15 Juliet Golf. Sorry, say the request again.
Yeah, we're out of position. We're unfamiliar with the field, so we didn't have visual until we're too high. So I just wanted to see if we could rejoin it downwind and come back in on the base for 3-3 or for 1-5.
November 15 Juliet Golf. If you want, you can enter a left downwind for runway 33.
Yeah, we're actually, for where we are, we're just off the south end of the field. We can just make 2 right turns here and come in.
Number 15 Juliet Golf, cruise is requested, runway 15 cleared to land.
15 clear to land, thanks for understanding, 15 Julie Golf. Okay, that's one thing about this thing, is it makes it harder to see what the hell you're doing. Because from a distance, the resolution just isn't high enough to pick that stuff out. So when I finally saw the field, I just like I would in the real world, I just fessed up, told them what I was doing. Okay, first notch. Let's get our gear down. We're within that arc. Back off manifold pressure. And start getting ready. Let's trim this up a little bit. Okay, sterile cockpit, I'll talk about what I'm hearing and thinking, but I'm not going to answer questions at the second. There we go. Okay. Okay. Make our turn. Okay, we're doing okay here from an altitude standpoint now. Just hold it right here. There we go. There's the field. We're a little low. We'll just catch it. Do our next notch flaps. I'm just doing flaps with my finger. I've got a trigger finger for it. I've got a thing on the yoke to reach down between me, but if I wanted to do flaps like the real world, it's right there. Okay, let's start paying attention here. All right, there we go. 2 white, 2 red. Doing 80 knots. I'm going to slow her down just a little bit.
Sky 7574, descend and maintain 9,000. I'll have a local altimeter for you shortly.
In the real world, I would have probably looked at a satellite image of this to help me with the approach, final flaps.
Sky 7574,
So that you've got a mental
running
image of what you're
altimeter
looking for.
3038.
Feels like we have a crosswind. Okay, a little less speed. Okay, mixture is rich. Prop is full. Seatbelts are strapped. Fuel pump is on. Landing line is on. We are still not quite lined up. A little downdraft there. Got some power. There we go. Gear down and locked. Gas is to the proper tank. Boy, we hit the turbo and you really come up in that baby, don't you? Alright, so we have a definite crosswind going here. There we go. I couldn't really hear the wind. More power. We're going to have to kick it around to the last second. Out of the throttle. Sinks like a rock out of the throttle. A little power. There we go. Oh. Oh, I accidentally, I wasn't holding the throttle. I didn't have my hand on the actual controls, and so I thought I was managing the throttle, and I turned it completely off. All right. Okay, let's call ground and tell him what happened. What's his number? 121.9. Yeah. Well, let's see if it'll
Number
start.
347 Charlie Delta, contact Aspen approach 123.8.
I don't even know what those sounds are. That was too funny.
Number 347 Charlie Delta, Aspen approach. Roger, you can expect a localizer DME echo approach from the Red Tail Bureau.
Aspen Tower 15 Julia Golf is clear of 15 after a very rough landing.
Number 15 Juliet Golf, sorry to hear. Taxi to parking via Alpha, remain this frequency.
Will do. Operator error. Appreciate your help. 15 Julia Golf. Yeah, so I thought I had my finger on the throttle and I didn't. So I rolled out of the throttle to lose a little power there, and then I thought I was adding it back in, and
Skyless 75.
we just dropped like a stone. Yeah, that's my master caution.
5,000.
See if I can turn it off. that was funny. Well, I tried to fly that whole time. Yeah, we need to get the gear checked. We need to get all kinds of things checked.
Skyless 75, 74 flying.
I know what that does. I hit that, and it just changed our livery actually. See, we're a different color airplane now. That's kind of a cool feature. Yeah, I don't know how I turn my master caution off. Anyway, well, so I decided to fly the whole time using the virtual throttle and mixture, and you know, I'd rather have the real thing. All right, that's, I don't know why I think's my gear down. That makes it, you know, much more precise, and you know your hand is on the throttle, so, you know, I went to grab it, and I grabbed it there instead of grabbing it there. So there you go, that's something that we learned can happen. I don't know how to turn the master off. Let's get out of the way here. I had a landing once with one of my CFIs where this was early when I was just learning how to land, and I came in and I was high and I was slow, and we were over the threshold, and you know, I was too slow to go around easily, and we were too high to land easily. He finally said, give me the controls, so I just let go of the controls, and he got us down, and he says, you know, you just about stalled us. And so I said to him, I said, well, thanks for getting us down, you know, alive, and thanks for saving our lives. And he said something funny. He said, well, we would have lived, because the airplane probably wouldn't have lived, but we would have lived. That's sort of how I feel about this. Is it the switch on the door? Yeah, it was my emergency locator. We hit hard enough that the ELT system went off. That's funny. Thanks for that, Tim. Let's take a look. Well, it doesn't look too bad. I don't see any leaking fluid. So, you know, maybe the damage thing isn't as real as it could be. Let's try to get ourselves back in the airplane here. Let's see. I'll just back in the pilot seat or close to it. Okay, well that was interesting. Hey, there's somebody, whoever that was that came in with us. Pulling in right next to us. I hope you had an opportunity.
347 Charlie Delta. Cross the red table, VOR at or above 4,000. Clear localizer DME echo approach.
Check the tire pressure. Yeah. So, you know, if that's one of the folks who joined us, that's awesome.
347 Charlie Delta. Negative. The approach does not have a specific runway assigned to it.
See, what's that stuff
It's
up
just
there?
a localizer DME echo approach, no runway.
You see that stuff floating around up there? What is that? Oh, it's a crane.
Skywest 75, 74, fly heading 030.
Yeah. Well, okay, that was interesting. Thanks everybody for watching. That is, I hope regular viewers, we're really lagging here. I hope regular viewers recognize and appreciate that that wasn't indicative of my usual pilotage skills. Usually we grease those landings, but hey, there you go. Lesson learned. I'm going to use the physical throttle next time so I can know when I'm grabbing onto it. Everybody, thanks for watching. Seem to have gotten working well. I'm not quite sure what the problem was in terms of I had so much trouble getting the sim up and running on time. I think SPAD NEX conflicts, even the plug-in, even when it's not running. But I went down a notch in terms of graphics, and I went down in terms of that, and then my frame rates got to be okay. These, if I look, I can tell you I'm getting, I'll tell you what my frames are right now with all this weather and everything, because I know people were asking. Just 1 second. Frames are currently, yeah, it's holding. It just held there because I looked up. If I were to turn that off.
November 800 Delta Whiskey. Roger. Contact El Paso Tower.
We'll just clear. Well, I'll go to Cirrus. We've got something to look at. It'll take a second to boot it.
El Paso Tower, Epic 800 Delta Whiskies with the 4 to the north inbound full stop
There it
landing.
goes.
Alright, 00 Delta Whiskey, El Paso Tower. Do you have a preference of runway?
Right now.
November 800 Delta Whiskey, enter a left downwind for runway 26 left.
Left downwind for runway 26 left, 0 Delta Whiskey.
So let's see, now my frames are, oh, they're going up. I think I have a theory that X-Plane sort of gobbles up a certain amount of memory and it doesn't yeah, so like now we're feeling like it's up to 45 now. It's feeling better.
Skywest 75, 74.
I think this aircraft also is a little
right
more resource intensive. It runs a little app on its own that lets you change settings.
The Reading VOR,
like
cross
that.
the Reading VOR at about 5,000.
Yeah, I guess we survived that landing.
ILS runway 34 approach.
What are you gonna do?
Procedure turn inbound.
Right. Fuck that. Is there any correction as to why they intermittently droop? I'm not quite sure. Don't quite know. But okay, so that's it. Thanks everybody. We'll have more of these things in the future. Let's turn everything off and be ready to get out of here. And as always, thanks for watching on the Glideslope, and please continue to stay tuned for future videos. I'll stream some more VR. I'll stream some more in the actual physical cockpit. And if you want to learn more about the sim, www.ontheglideslope.net is the place to do it. And thanks for your patience with me getting this one up and running. It's the first one I scheduled, and I hope it went well. And I'll see you guys around. Thanks.